Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're someone who's already subscribed, thank you. You're highly loved and cherished. And if you're someone new who's just happened to come upon this video, you are also welcome. Wherever you are from, whatever your background is, whatever your religion is, you are all welcome to this video and to this channel without any discrimination or exclusivity for everyone or anyone. And this is our tradition in Sufism, to be open and accepting of everyone, no matter what their background is or what they do or whatever it is that they have as a protected characteristic or something that is only that they only have. We are taught to celebrate that and not to see it as something that would prevent anyone from learning from us or coming to know us and be close to us in any way. You are all welcome here. Thank you guys. Okay, so tonight's video is going to be about basil, and this is a very important herb in Arabia. In Arabic it's called the rayhan, and the reason is that this herb is mentioned in the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sworn by it in the ayah أعوذ بالله من الشيطان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحب ذو العصف والريحان صدق الله العظيم. So in English he has sworn by the basil tree, and it doesn't surprise me. It's one of these, like the olive and the fig that I've spoken about them. It's incredible in its power and what it can do spiritually as well as physically. Obviously, there's a lot of physical properties, but we are here to talk about the spiritual properties and spiritual benefits rather than physical ones. So the first thing that I want to say is the word basil is Greek in origin and it means king. Okay, and that's where the word basilica has come from. In the basilica, for example, that as Christians, some people know that name as Christians. So the basilica is basically a royal pathway, or where royal people will pass, and that's where the name is from, the basil. Why was it called king? Because basil was used by the ancient kings and queens to protect themselves against the evil eye. Okay, and until today it is used for protection against the evil eye by our Sufi scholars, by us Sufis. So a tea brewed from basil, if you bathe with it for 7 days, then no evil eye can stay on you. Okay, unless you get a new one, but the old one will not be able to stay on you. And if you keep that infusion on your body, that is to say, if you bathe with it and you don't dry it off and you just keep it on your skin, no evil eye can attack you. Okay, or sometimes if you just rub the basil in your hands and rub it all over your body, from your head through your hair and toes and body toes, from up down to down, that acts like a shield to protect you. It was protection from the evil eye used by kings and queens. It's still used to this day by them, the Muslim ones, the spiritual ones, and the ones that know about this or have spiritual advisors, especially Muslim ones. They use basil for kings and queens and people in highly ranked positions, because they deal a lot with people and they can catch the evil eye very easily. So the evil eye is usually kings and queens as well, and people who are high up in office anywhere, but especially in the olden days, the kings and queens, because it's spiritually based monarchies or connected to spirituality. These kings and queens are very anointed. They're very highly powerful. They're very blessed. They were very blessed. They were psychic. Even in the Quran, there's stories about kings having psychic visions or dreams and asking some of the prophets, peace and blessing be upon them, to tell them about the dreams, what they mean, and explain them, interpret the dreams. And you know, if it's in Surah Yusuf, or the chapter of Joseph, we know that the king asked Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, or the prophet Joseph, peace and blessings be upon him, to tell him what a dream meant. And he had that gift to be able to interpret the dream. And we believe, for example, that we have inherited that from them, from the prophets, because we come obviously from the Abrahamic lineage, from the Sayyid families, from the descent from Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sayyidina Fatima Zahra alayhi salam, and you know, from Sayyidina Al-Hasan al-Hussein alayhim salam, or radiallahu anhuma, or anhum. And these people are very special. They're descended from the house of Abraham. All of the prophets are from one house, the house of Abraham. So even Jesus, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, or Sayyida Maryam al-Azra al-Batul bint Imran, they were all related. They're all from one family. Okay, so if you have that in your blood, then it's very likely that you're going to be someone very spiritual. And that's why we use Basil extensively as spiritual people. Our sheikhs use it, they carry it, they dress in it, they use the essential oil, they wash themselves in the tea, and or even just scatter it around the place to keep the place clear of negativity, especially though from the evil eye. It's one of these things that is extremely good for the evil eye. You'll notice its effect straight away, you know. I've experienced it recently. I've had someone give me the evil eye. I was protected from it, but it was very strong, that evil eye. And then I just used Basil, and immediately after a couple of days, it went away. Okay, so that block went away. Okay, so especially when you use it with the Quran, yeah. In the Quran, there are. I always say this: use these herbs with the Quran, otherwise they won't work properly. Okay, use it with your holy book, with the Bible, otherwise they won't work as powerfully. Use it with any holy text, whatever your religion is, something that you believe in, that you've seen that text give you changes in your life. Okay, positive changes. Use it with that. Okay. When you read the Quran, read Ayat al-Kursi or Qul Huwallahu Ahad and al-Mu'awwidhatayn. Okay, well, like I always say, and these are for protection. Okay, and for removal of the evil eye as well. Okay, so Basil also is sacred to a Christian saint that we know about and we love very much. Obviously, it's well known that Sufis are accepting of Christian people, and we have a lot of shared a love between us and Christians, and our sheikhs visit the Pope. And that's the way it should be, because all religions, I mean, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came مصدقا لما بين يديه, which means he came approving of what has come before him, and he has mentioned the story of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit and so on. So it's okay for us to seek healing from Christians, or to speak to Christians, or discuss it with them, or even help Christian people or people from other religions. It's a very beautiful thing, and it's something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala views as something very positive and something lovely. Okay, al-fasad fil ard, which is destroying the earth, destruction on earth, is the opposite of that. Is going against other religions. Is pretending as if you have the best one, and saying that, you know, you are gonna go to heaven and everyone else is gonna go to hell. Nobody knows. Okay, apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody knows really where people will go. Okay, so I think that at the end of the day, we have to be open to everyone. So there is a saint called Saint Lucy, a very beautiful Italian saint, Saint Lucy. That is, Basil is sacred to Saint Lucy. Okay, so if you're a Christian person listening to this, you will probably know about that, Saint Lucy and the evil eye. The Italians petition her for everything, from my experience. I have French ancestors, but there's some Italian portion of it, and I know that they are just, everything is Saint Lucy, Saint Lucy, Saint Lucy. Okay, so, but she is extremely powerful, and she has helped me before personally in situations, and she has helped other Muslims and other people, and she's absolutely incredible. So Basil is sacred to her as well. If you're a Christian person watching, that might be something that will encourage you and make you feel, you know, welcome to our videos. Okay, so it's a very powerful herb. Another thing that basil can do, it attracts wealth. Okay, especially when you read with Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Okay, just bless the basil with it, make a tea of it, and put it. Wait for it to cool down. Put it in a spray bottle and spray it around where you're staying. Okay. Another thing with wealth, if you have a business and the business has been slow and you want to get new clients, I'll give you a recipe which I have given in the benzoin video, I believe. So it's basil, benzoin, and cinnamon. If you mix these three together and you burn them as an incense, it will attract more clients to your business, especially if you read the Quran with it and you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with it, to God the Most High. You need to pray on these things and with these things and read the holy books. Honestly, the difference is stark. With if anyone is spiritual here and you work with the Bible or the Quran or anything like that, you know probably that without reading these things what the effect is, and with reading the Quran or the other holy books on things, what difference it makes. It makes such a big difference. Like for example, say you want something to remove the evil eye, you're gonna have, if you don't read Quran on it and you don't do this, the herbs still work, but they work, for example, it will take you a whole month of bathing with the herb to get a result. But when you read the holy books with the Quran, the molecules in this herb are activated through the vibrations sent out by your brain, and that makes it go very powerful and very strong. You will only need 3 days. Some people need 1 day to break something negative with basil. So do that to make your business stronger. Basil generally attracts sympathy from others. So if you are in a situation where you feel it's very tight and you need people to be sympathetic towards you, and something is trying to, oppress you, or you feel you want sympathy, you need someone's sympathy. Say you go and meet someone to get, for example, to buy a house, and you want that person to feel sympathetic towards you and give you that contract to buy the house, yeah? For whatever reason, your children have schools that are close to that house, or you have, your work is close to it, or whatever. You want sympathy. So what you do is you just bathe in basil before you go, or shower in, wash yourself with it, and don't dry yourself. You can buy the essential oil and use it as a perfume, or put 7 drops in your perfume, I would say. Okay, I have 7 drops of basil in all of my perfumes, so that I'm protected from the evil eye, so that I attract attention and sympathy from people who are good-hearted, and that they be rewarded at the same time. So when you do these things with the Quran, you notice that if someone gives you sympathy, if you go to that person and they give you a sympathy, they will be blessed. Okay, so they will be blessed. Sometimes the blessing they get is bigger than the blessing you get. Okay, so it's using these things to bless yourself and others. It's important to stay in a selfless energy. Okay, in any kind of spirituality, you have to be selfless. Don't be selfish, because that can lead to destruction of your energy. And I've known people who have been very foolish, who have tried to take things that don't belong to them from other people spiritually and stuff like that, and even take other people's spiritual powers. There's such a thing. But they have ended up in graves, very early graves. Okay, so it's important to be very strong, and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and have faith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you with whatever you need, because He does, and He comes through if your iman is strong. It's okay to lose the plot at sometimes and be anxious and freak out. That's fine. That we're human beings. It happens. But as long as after that you calm down and you say astaghfirullah and God please forgive me for losing the plot, and you continue forward, then that's okay. Yeah, that will be fine, and your blessing will come stronger as well, because God is very merciful and sympathetic. Okay. And the basil attracts sympathy from people and from spirits too. Okay, it's also a very powerful herb to use in exorcisms. Okay, exorcism is very powerful basil to use. For if we conduct exorcism sometimes, and we have to cleanse the person from any demonic energy billah, or any shaitan billah, and we use basil. Basil is is the ultimate one. Okay, it will kick anything out of that body or that place. Okay, it really is very powerful, subhanallah. There is like a secret in it. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it in the Quran. Also, another thing you can do with basil is you can, if you want money from someone, okay, and they are it has to be rightfully yours, or you have to want to use it for something to benefit the person, or the money is actually yours. Say, for example, you go to the bank and you have money in the bank, but for some reason they're not giving the money out that day because they are being silly, someone is being silly, or maybe they can only give it to a certain number of people. Mix basil with lavender, the basil and lavender oil, and use them as a perfume, and you can add them to your normal perfume, and that will make everyone pay you very generously and quickly. Okay, it's basil and lavender. There's another recipe somewhere that says patchouli and basil. Okay, so try and mix any of these two together, basil and lavender, or patchouli and basil, and you can add some clove to it, because clove makes things work quicker and stronger, and it's like, very quick. It imparts aggressive action, so it makes things work aggressively. It's also good for general luck and for you to be lucky to get something, to get something good financially, especially when it comes to finances. Okay, it removes obstacles and delays, and just trust that when you use it, keep using it, be patient, keep using it, and keep praying, doing your prayers. Okay, the biggest mistake you can do in spirituality is use something one time and say, it didn't work. Okay, that's very foolish. Okay, it takes time for the energy to build. Sometimes it's instant, but sometimes it takes time until everything is organized properly by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and by the angels especially, because they govern these things, and basil attracts angels. So if you don't wait and are not patient, then you will just cause yourself unnecessary stress. Okay, your blessing will come, and it will come quickly with these things, especially if you add clove to it. It will quicken it make it very quickly, come very quickly. Basil is extremely good to protect children from the evil eye, so bathe them, put a drop of the essential oil. Just make sure it's safe for your children, or you can brew a tea from the leaves and add it to their wash. It protects them from the evil eye and from any prying spirits or negative spirits. But it is amazing at attracting money. It also helps the person move forward in a positive way, especially if there's a lot of dangers around them. Okay, so it was common for Muslim fighters to carry basil, because it makes them it keeps them safe. Okay, that's a spiritual thing that they used to do, and they would win every time because of the basil. Okay, so especially if they had a good cause and they were spiritually inclined, and they would do this thing, then God will give them victory. Okay, because we treat ourselves with medications, we treat ourselves with various things. We don't understand how they work anyway, but we understand that God is the one that makes it all work. Okay, so as long as your faith is strong, you use these things. If your faith is strong, and you'll be okay. It will help you move forward in really bad, dangerous situations, in a positive way, and to be protected if there is high danger. Say, for example, I'll give you an example. Someone did something recently. They were supposed to go to a place where there were a lot of queues and people, and they were scared to get a virus or something like that. And then they carried basil with them. Okay, someone that I know. They're very spiritual. She took the basil with her and she bathed in it, and she went there, and there was nobody in the shop where she went. She expected a lot of queues, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved her. Not a single person, she said. And she went in the rush hour time. As she was going out, she saw a few people coming to the shop or the place that she went to. So it's extremely protective if you read the Quran with it. You know, it becomes very powerful. It gives you, carry it with you in a job, for job interviews, or if you deal with difficulties at work or anything like that. Basil is very good to bathe in and carry with you to give you that extra needed push of luck and protect you from dangers and negative people and negative energies around you, so that you secure your job and business and work and to attract, you know, success. You can wear it as a perfume, like I said, or carry it to help yourself in attracting money and prosperity. It's very good for that, you know. It's very good for that. So that's really all I have for you guys about basil. I hope this has helped you guys. Any questions or suggestions, or if you've experienced anything with basil, let me know in the comments. But it's an incredible herb. It's a beautiful herb. It's one of my favorites, okay? I love you guys so much. Be strong. Live in love and not in fear. As I've said, in November, it looks like what I said is going to happen in November is going to happen. Okay, because the number of people admitted to hospitals now is rising very quickly, and sadly, it's like, unfortunately, it's becoming very, very bad here. And from what my vision, what I saw, it's going to go in a very negative way. So if you feel you need, I do spiritual protections as well, okay? And there are different kinds. There's some that are cheap, that are okay, but there are some that are expensive, that are very powerful. So if you need anything like that, okay, and I would suggest that you do it, okay, because we are protecting our families. All of our clients are getting them. And you know, they're getting the strongest one because we know what's coming, okay? It's not going to be easy. I'm not meaning to scare anyone, but you'll see what's going to happen, okay? It's better for us to know the truth and deal with the situation than to hide our heads in the sand like an ostrich and pretend nothing is going on, okay? And then get shocked when something bad happens, okay? You need to protect yourselves, all right? So if you need that protection, it's a powerful spiritual protection. There's different kinds, there's different prices. So let me know, yeah? Email me at QuranicVerses6@gmail.com. The email is on the description page of the channel, and I will do it for you, okay? All I need is to talk to you and to see how your energy is, and then to see what kind of protection is recommended by the ancestors, the spirits, and the sheikhs for you. And then after that, we can proceed, okay? If you look at my channel, there's a lot of evidence of spirit. And as I said, if you listen to my Beware of November video, it seems that I know what I'm talking about, and it certainly seems that I can see things before they happen. Alhamdulillah, it's a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm not ever gonna let it make me arrogant or full of myself, but I am grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I try my best to stay humble all the time, okay? People need that protection, so please, if you want me to do it for you, email me, okay? Don't be shy, don't be lazy, don't be distracted, do it. Okay, I love you guys so much, okay, and I want the best for you. May God bless you all with health, wealth, love, prosperity, and happiness, and make all your wishes come true beyond your wildest dreams. And may He protect you through any kind of danger, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide you always to do the right things and the best things that will give you a very long and fulfilled, beautiful life, and give you Jannah, inshallah, ultimately, bi'iznillahi ta'ala. I love you all, and I will see you all in your next video. Bye for now.